What is up, YouTube? So today we're going to be working on the Prairie 400 that I picked up a few days ago for $340. I've already got it to start and run. We're gonna put a new battery on it. There's a few other issues it has. The shifter doesn't want to move. We're gonna see if we can get that taken care of. I have another shifter for it. And the original ignition that was on here was no good, so we're gonna get that swapped out. Get this thing up and running again. Hopefully to go ride tomorrow. I got the shifter off and it goes into reverse, but it doesn't want to go forward anymore. Press this little button right here. It should slide right forward. It's not engaging right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try taking this apart and seeing if it's something that can be lubricated. Maybe we throw a bunch of grease in there, if it'll loosen up. If not, I do have another one of these. They're just pretty expensive, so I'd rather sell that one. All right, so after fighting with the shifter for much longer than I should have, I ended up taking there's two guide pins in there that work for this little button shift gate. And I bought a lot of these Prairies over the years, and they always kind of seem to have that issue. So what I chose to do, because I ran across it online, that other people have removed the guide pins as well. So you have to be careful with it now, because you could just shift it. But for me, it's whatever. I would prefer it this way anyways. This button's annoying. So I could just shift it without that. Now I just need to get this gas tank put on, the ignition fully installed. This was a tester I had around the shop, but looks like it's gonna be a permanent fixture to this thing. And take it for a spin and see if I can clear that carburetor out or if it's gonna need rebuilt. The big downside, I don't like trying to do a rebuild on these Chinese carburetors. And that's what this has on it. Sometimes these work, some people have good luck with them. I ran across a lot of them on machines that just need carb work, because these carbs, quite frankly, they're garbage. They're built poorly. There are some good ones out there. I've had some on machines that ran great. My 400EX had one on it. When I bought it, everything went well with it. So let's get this thing slapped together. Get the trailer out of the way so I can get this thing out of the shop. Take it for a spin. It is my lucky day. So I bought this battery. It's brand new, but we've been using it on a tester on some stuff around the shop in here. And it's a massive battery. I bought it for a Bayou 400. It wouldn't fit in anything else. The 400EX, none of that, is just because it's such a big battery. And it fits in here pretty well. I think I may need to put something in there to hold it down a little bit better, but we're gonna test it out. Got the fuses put back in and the tank buttoned on. Let's see. In neutral action. Yeah, so I'm gonna take it out back. See if we clear the carb out, if I need to clean that carburetor before we put everything else back together. The other big deal that needs to get dealt with today before I decide to take this on a nice ride tomorrow is this rear brake. I don't even know if this works yet or not, so we're gonna find that out here in a minute. I know the front brakes work, so half brakes, that's good enough to ride, but let's hope we can get full brakes. All right, so it actually runs pretty good, but if you hear that noise in the back, there's something going on with I want to say it's something with the rear diff. I said the rear brake. not the rear diff. Get this thing rolled back in the shop. Oh, don't die on me now. Oh man, dang it. I think this might be part of my problem. Alright, so we're gonna get this taken apart. See if we can figure it out. What I'm thinking is that plate that actually goes in there holds a lot of that together from moving as like a portion of a spacer. Could also be that these are not on tight enough, because usually it takes quite a bit of force to break this. So after getting everything apart, nothing looks crazy. The brake pads aren't the best shape, but I'm trying to go ride tomorrow. I'm not trying to wait on parts. I need to clean out these holes that are on here. And I need to get a backing plate for it, or drum, dust cover, whatever you want to call it. And I think it'll all hold together as it should. I might look at the schematic and see if there's anything else. But I know I have one in here. Just threw it away yesterday, along with a few other things. Look right? I think it looks right. Let's see. Nope. I did throw away another drum cover yesterday too. Usually, this is the same Prairie 400, not the same Prairie, but a Prairie 400, and usually they're that hard to get off. We ended up cutting this one off. Those nuts shouldn't have came off as easily as they did on that one. There's the brake. Where's the drum cover? Oh, it's too big. Ooh, that's what my dilemma is. That is a Prairie 400, but I think this one was a 98. That's why that cover doesn't fit. Let's see if I have another one on the shelf. 99 Prairie 300. Oh, looks like that's right on the money. We're going to grease this. So if or when I have to take it back apart, I don't have that problem. That O-ring nice and down. The dilemma we got now is there's supposed to be a washer type thing that goes here. I thought this might be it because we tore one of these down a few days ago. But when you stick that on there, that's not gonna work. But basically, like, there's a washer that goes between this and that. Because as soon as I go to tighten that, I need to be able to tighten that down while it's still on the seal with those nuts. But if I just tighten those nuts all the way down, that's just gonna rip that seal out. So we're gonna go try to find this washer. I think that might be why the whole thing was moving side to side, is it was missing some pieces. As you can see, like the splines still stick out a little bit right there, so we need to make sure we have enough room for that. And I have searched up and down, inside and out of the scrap bin, and I have had no luck, even though we just did one of these a few days ago. So let's go to the hardware store. Hopefully there's actually something out here in BFE. All right, so I think we may be in luck. Here's what I got, this and this one. I bought one of these because that was the only one they had, and then I got lucky and looked at a different section. They had these in a 3-pack. I'd rather buy extra than have to make another trip up here. And I don't know if 1 or 2 is going to do the job, but if you look at that, she looks about spot on. It does need to be just slightly bigger because the splines on that axle. So stay tuned. Let's see if this is going to get a job done or not. And if so, you have the part number if you happen to lose this, because I did notice when I was looking at the schematic, this part is no longer available. It's a pretty good fit. I'm using 2 of them. Like I said, the actual part's discontinued. Now when I stick that on there, should keep from everything sliding around like it was. At least I hope so. Get it put back together and take it for a spin and we'll see. Okay, so I'm a bit bummed now. That definitely fixed the rear end. But then when I was rocking it back and forth, the swing arm bushings are shot. So, it's a little bit of a bummer, but I would still call it rideable. I'm going to send it this weekend. But we're about to take it for a spin, see what it does. Hopefully them swing arm bushings aren't too much of an issue. Well, it's running good, but that swing arm bushing issue, that's definitely a bummer. Unfortunately, there's just nothing I can do about that this weekend. That is definitely something you gotta order parts for, and then I'll take it all back apart. I don't want to take it all back apart, but I guess we will. And there's a bunch of noise coming from the clutch cover. These clutches, some of them had some issues, but it still gets the job done. I'm gonna just ride it as it is. I'm going to go full send. And let her rip. What's the worst case scenario? Blow it up, part it out, tighten this rear brake thing down, see if we can get some rear brakes action out of this thing. Thanks for watching. I'll post some videos of me taking this thing out this weekend and hopefully not sinking it. I don't do a whole lot of mud riding, but at the same time, I really don't care about this machine if I blow it up. So we'll see. Like and subscribe.